While running around Terrytown, you've probably noticed the huge monorail. So today, I wanted to make some builds to see just how fast I can race around this rail. Let's get to it. To get started, I have to find the limitations of the cart that's already on the rail. During this process, I found out if you grab the cart and carry it too far off, you get yelled at, and it's automatically placed back onto the monorail. However, you are allowed to attach things to the existing cart while it's on the rail. So, I stuck a few things on real quick, but it wasn't working out like I wanted. Being limited to this design isn't gonna get me very far. So, I tried to remove the cart one more time, but I was cautious not to take it too far. And I found out as long as it stays on this platform, we should be fine. So, it's time to start building our own cart.
Outstanding!
I started off with a fairly simple design, and was pretty much trying to emulate the cart I just removed from the rail, but with my own parts, of course. I used a single small tire, a couple of sleds for the walls, and a large tire which was on the back with a beam holding it in place. Upon turning it on to test it out, I realized I was in for a fun time, because everything just kept falling off the track, no matter how I oriented it or moved it around. But that's fine. I don't give up that easily. On to a different approach. I'm still early on and trying to get a solid grasp of how I can make this work. So I tried an overly simple approach. I took 4 small wheels and a piece of wood from nearby. I placed the wheels to all point one direction, but left a gap in the middle of the board, so that our rail would be gripped from the sides. Once built, I placed it on the rail and cut it on. Lucky me, this approach worked much better, with no issues at all. It zoomed all around the track and didn't fall off once, so I'm thinking this can be my base to build on from here. Now to add some speed. Since we want to go fast, I'm thinking maybe this build could use a rocket on the back. And while we're at it, I'll add a wind turbine to make it zoom around even faster. With everything in place, let's test it out. It completely zoomed off the rail and into the water, where it shocked me. Oh, and as an added bonus, I broke it trying to cut it off. I quickly remade the device that I just destroyed, and I figured what caused all the issues was the rocket. But the turbine probably could add some speed, so I wanted to give it another test. But as I set it off, I could see the turbine really wasn't doing much, and it just seemed like it was in the way. So instead, I opted for another option. That being, I stuck a ton of fans on a beam to see if those would operate better in this situation. Upon turning it on, we got way too much speed, and it flew off the side. So I added some rails to try and keep it in position. Yep, no luck. It still flew off the side. I subtracted some fans, but yeah, that didn't work either. Then it hit me. The beam could be adding too much momentum from up top, and that's maybe what's causing it to fall over. So I stacked the fans on the back and cut it on. This time, we flew around the track super fast, getting frame drops and everything. But best of all is it didn't fly off the rail. This is our best cart yet. So far, the cart has been solid and clears the whole rail with no issue. But I could always dress up this build and make it more flashy, you know, to ruin the FPS even more. With that in mind, I added a spinning wheel with lasers attached to the top. But as I went to cut it on, it made the cart way too top heavy. So sadly, our spinning laser show had to go. Instead, I figured 2 more fans on the back probably won't hurt. And it started off great. I thought I was on pace to set a new record for how fast I was making my way around the track. But when I got to this part where it goes downhill, the whole device flew off. Oh, and it tried to swim away. Once recovered, I figured I would just try adding 1 fan to squeeze out that little extra bit of performance. And it worked! Looks like the limit ended up being 7 fans in this sort of configuration. Also, once I went to stop the ride, it all fell apart. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Also, leave a comment, cause I respond to those pretty often. And as always, I'll catch you next time.